Welcome to the Champions of Active Women podcast. In this podcast, we will interview individuals who have been successful within athletics and beyond. We hope that these interviews will encourage and inspire girls and women to be active for a lifetime, to reach their goals, and to break new barriers in sport and life. This podcast is brought to you by the Active Women's Health Initiative and the Sports Medicine Research Institute at the University of Kentucky. The mission of the Active Women's Health Initiative is to optimize health and promote physical activity and wellness for girls and women across the lifespan. We hope you enjoy our conversations and join us in understanding women's health today to ensure women's health tomorrow. Welcome to another episode of the Champions of Active Women podcast. I'm Dee Dugonski, and with me today is Heidi Guckenberger. Heidi is the Executive Director of Girls on the Run, Central Kentucky. Over the past 10 years, Heidi has helped expand the program from Lexington to serve 22 counties throughout Central Kentucky. Over 10,000 girls have participated in this life-changing program. Heidi is an avid runner and, in addition, has over 20 years of experience in group exercise settings, including certifications in boot camp, yoga, and indoor cycling. As a mother of 2 young girls and a little boy, she understands the importance of helping girls build self-esteem at a young age and develop a love for living a healthy lifestyle. So welcome to the show, Heidi.
Thank you for having me.
So you are currently the Executive Director of Girls on the Run here in Central Kentucky. And I'm wondering if you could just share with our listeners the goals and just give an overview of that program for anyone who might not know about it.
Absolutely. Girls on the Run is a 10-week program, and we inspire girls to be healthy and joyful and self-confident using a fun, experience-based curriculum that creatively integrates running. So we offer a program in the fall and the spring. It's a 10-week program. The girls meet twice a week for 75 minutes, and they follow the Girls on the Run curriculum. Our Girls on the Run program serves 3rd through 5th grade girls, and our Heart and Soul program is a newer program that serves our 6th through 8th grade girls. They follow the same format, just the curriculum is different. So we have each lesson starts with a message, something we want to get across to the girls. We have messages on peer pressure, gossip, bullying. We talk about being a good friend, choosing good friends. We also talk about healthy eating, fueling your body, why it's important to have exercise, social, mental health in your life. And with every lesson, the girls start getting active. So there's games and activities that get them moving. So over the course of the 10 weeks, the girls are prepared at the end to come together and participate in the Girls on the Run 5K. So every 10 weeks, we host a fall and a spring 5K for the girls, their families, their coaches, and anyone in the community that wants to come out and celebrate the girls.
Cool. And I love the holistic nature of the program. Can you talk a little bit about who's leading those sessions and who are the coaches of those sessions?
Absolutely. We have a variety of different community members that come and get trained on the Girls on the Run curriculum. We offer training before every season. We have teachers, counselors, family resource coordinators, sometimes parents. A lot of times UK students come,
Cool.
Nursing students, kinesiology students come and serve as coaches for the girls.
So a wide variety of people who are from the community interacting with the girls as well.
Yeah.
I have to share a story with you. I feel like I've seen, so I coached last fall, and I feel like I've seen those girls everywhere in the community. I mean, there were only 15 or 20 of them, but it's amazing how many times I've seen them in the community. It's been really fun to see their faces and be able to say hi to some people. So I think it's a really great community building opportunity too.
I do too. It's very funny. I often do the same thing. I'll stop a girl who has a Girls on the Run shirt on, and then I realize I haven't coached her, but I know just from the shirt. So they always are like, how do you know who I am?
And it's funny too, because I don't know many of their parents because it was after school. And so we didn't interact. I didn't personally interact with many of their parents. And so sometimes I think their parents look at me and think like, how do you know this woman who I don't know? But, I usually let them know. So can you talk about how you got involved with this organization?
Absolutely. In 2009, there was a group of women here in Lexington that read about the program. It's an international program. It started in Charlotte, North Carolina. So they read about the program and they wanted to bring it to Lexington. So they raised the necessary funds to purchase a license, and they went to Charlotte and got trained and started 2 teams here in Lexington. We had 26 girls the first season. At the time, I was a cycling instructor at a local gym, and one of the women that started the program often came to my class, and she said, "You would be a great coach. Would you consider coaching these girls?" And I read about the program and fell in love with it. I didn't have kids. I wasn't married at the time. I was single here in town, and I thought this would be a great way to give back to the community. So I signed up to be a coach at Cassidy Elementary here in Lexington, and coached my first team in 2009. And then I went on to coach for a few more seasons. And then at that point in time, the word about the program had started to spread. So there were other schools and teams that wanted to join. So I joined the board and I became a volunteer coordinator. So I was helping to get volunteers for the program, coordinate the program. And then it slowly turned into a part-time position for me. So I became the first paid council director for Girls on the Run Lexington at the time. It was in 2010, and I was pregnant with my first daughter, and I made the decision that I wanted something not full-time. I wanted to spend more time at home with my daughter. So this was a perfect opportunity to give back to an organization I loved and was very passionate about, and hoped that my daughter could participate. Well, that part-time position didn't stay too long because the program continued to grow, and then word spread outside of Lexington and other counties wanted to participate. So over the course of the last 10 years, we are now at 22 counties. We have served over 10,000 girls in the program. Our fall season just completed with 791 girls finishing the 5K. And we are currently in the middle of our spring season. We just kicked off this week, actually, and we have 42 teams that are going to participate.
All right. And Girls on the Run Central Kentucky just celebrated its 10th anniversary, correct?
Yes, absolutely. This fall was our 10th anniversary,
yes.
So we're very excited.
So lots of growth over those 10 years. And I'm wondering if you could highlight maybe something you're really proud of over those 10 years.
Absolutely, yeah. So we've grown the council, as I said, to serve 22 counties now. And one of the things that we have a goal in our council is that we wanted to ensure that any girl that wants to participate in the program has the chance to, even if there is a financial concern for them, because there's a program registration fee to be in the program. And we have been able to maintain a 52% scholarship rate. So we provide funding to cover program registration fees for at least 52% of our girls for every season.
Wow, what a crazy goal. And I'm sure it takes a ton of effort on you and your team to make sure that you have the funds necessary to continue to run the program for everyone who wants to be involved.
Yes, it's a great program, and we want to make sure that we get it out to as many girls as possible.
What do you think is the best part about your job?
The 5K. Absolutely. So the 5K is a day. It's a 5K that's open up to the public. So anyone can sign up and run the 5K, but we really call it our 5K celebration. So we have colored hairspray and face painting and activities for the kids prior to the race and a DJ. And we just want to make it a celebration. We want to make it fun, a good time for the girls. So seeing these girls that, 790 girls that you don't see all together, but they're all together with their coaches, with their families. I've had grandfathers who have drove in from other states to run with their granddaughters. Families that make shirts for their whole family for the race.
Yeah.
And it's just a great experience to see everyone come together and participate in the 5K. Teachers coming out that wouldn't normally, get a chance to be with the girls outside of school, and they come out on that Saturday morning and just run with the girls.
Do you have a moment that is particularly memorable from any of those 5Ks?
Absolutely. There's actually two. Okay. One was a couple of years ago, our middle school program. We had a student that was participating in the program, and she struggles with her health. And she wanted to be in Girls on the Run. She wanted to be in the 5K. She was the last person on the course. And to be honest, most people had already left. There was really nobody left other than the cleanup crew at this time and the DJ. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we saw her team. We don't know where they were, but they ran up that hill and met her, and they all linked arms, and that entire team walked down and finished the finish line together. And to see a group of middle school girls who sometimes, can't be that nice, to come together and just support each other and be there for her. It was just an amazing moment to see them cross that finish line together. And then just recently, and I started this program, and it is selected to, not go back to work full time and work for Girls on the Run. I had hoped my first daughter would get the chance to participate in the program.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was a third grader last year and signed up for Girls on the Run.
Mm-hmm.
And just that 5K, I didn't get to be at every practice with her, but at the 5K, I stepped away from the mic and the announcements, and I ran the 5K with my daughter. And it was just an amazing day to share that with her, and to hear all she has learned. I see the lessons and I read the lessons, but to hear her come home from school and come home from practice and talk about it, it was just an amazing experience for me.
Yeah, and I think both of those examples are great. And the first one I think is really interesting because it kind of brings together all of the holistic lessons that the girls are getting throughout the season, right? So to wait for your teammate and to go back and to finish that race together is kind of speaks to some of the lessons they were getting beyond running during the program.
Yeah, to really be a team and support each other and be there for each other. It's a neat experience. The program's open for 3rd through 5th grade girls, and then 6th through 8th grade girls. So these girls get a chance to meet girls and friends that they may not get to spend time with at school. So there's 3rd graders, bonding with 5th graders. And it was really neat to see, because a lot of these girls come back and repeat the program season after season.
Right.
So we get to see those girls kind of start to become leaders themselves. Those 5th graders start to mentor the 3rd graders and help them along with the program. It's a cool experience to see.
And I think it's cool for people to hear that, because I think, a lot of people I find know about Girls on the Run, but they mostly just think it's girls running and don't really know about all the other components. So I think those are important messages for everybody to know.
It's really, we always say it's more than a running program. We do run, and the girls do get that chance to complete the 5K, but there's just so much more there that the girls are getting from the program.
Mm-hmm. So this is all kind of, all those first questions were about your professional life. But for me, it seems like it's very much connected to who you are as a person. You've been active, as an adult, and are very active in the fitness community. And so I'm wondering if you could just talk about the influences in your life that kind of helped you to live an active lifestyle now.
Absolutely. As a child, my family, my mother didn't live a healthy lifestyle, and I didn't as well. And shortly after I started high school, I decided to make some lifestyle changes, and my mom did as well. And we started walking together and changing the way we eat, starting to eat healthier, eating more whole foods, and, trying to not eat so much processed food. And together, she lost a lot of weight and just became so much more healthier, and just seemed to have a positive attitude, a better outlook on life. And same thing for me. I found myself, with no energy and just kind of not feeling good about myself. And together with my mom, we both kind of turned ourselves around. And then, I found the confidence to go out and try out for some sports I probably wouldn't have earlier in high school, and made new friends and had a really great experience with that. And that led me to, after high school, wanting to do more with that. So for a short period of time, I coached a group of junior high girls, and then I went on to become a group fitness instructor, so I could work with folks in the community to help them as well.
And I'm wondering, as you've developed in kind of your fitness, how do you bring that into your own family? And does your family engage in activity together? So you talked about kind of your mom and how you were brought up and how you've transitioned as an adult, but how do you bring that into your own family?
I found it really important with my girls to not talk about things like dieting or limiting ourselves. We talk, about fueling our body, and why it's, good to eat protein, and why it's good to have carbohydrates, and why it's okay to have chocolate chip cookies. We talk about moderation and why there's room for everything. And then we talk about, just being active and how that's great for stress relief, or just moving your body and feeling better. So, I try to encourage them to get out and be active as much as possible.
Are you active together as a family, and what kinds of activities do you enjoy?
We, my oldest daughter and I, we walk and run together, and my middle daughter and I, we'll go bike ride at the track together and that kind of stuff. We try to, whenever possible, make time to go out and just enjoy being together as a family.
Yeah. Do you ever have days or weeks when you just don't really feel like being active? And what do you do about those days?
Absolutely. I've found for myself the best way for me to spend time is to get up early in the morning before the rest of the family's up, to be able to exercise or, just have some quiet time for myself. So I, set that alarm. And there are days where I'll turn the alarm off and I'll just go back to sleep. But, that time I know if I get up and I spend some time working out, I'm going to feel better and I'm going to have a better day. I'm going to have more energy. My attitude's going to be better. And I found a really close group of friends in the community and in our neighborhood that we all work out together. And it's just having that accountability. I know that they're going to be waiting for me on the corner, so I need to get up and, and be there for them as well. And it's just been a great bonding experience as well.
That always helps when you know someone's waiting for you, right? It gives you a little extra motivation to get out of bed in the morning. So, you talked a little bit about your daughters and how you're active as a family. And I'm just wondering, what you want them to see with you as an active role model and why that's important to you.
I want them to see, I don't want them to feel restricted about anything. And I want them to feel like they can accomplish anything. And that, I want them to see why being healthy is good and what it can do for your body and your mind. And just that there's room for everything and that they just need to find their own balance.
Mm-hmm. And are those the same messages you have for your son or are they different in any way?
No, absolutely. Yeah. I think, same message for him that I would give for my daughters.
Mm-hmm. So, what advice do you give them about living an active lifestyle?
I always talk to them. Like a lot of times they'll ask me, Mom, why do you get up so early? And I'll tell them, this is my time. I feel better when I get up and I work out. I have more energy and, and I feel clearer. It's easier to concentrate. And it makes me happy. And I just want them to understand that it's great to do those things and to be active and have fun while you're doing it.
Mm-hmm. So as you think about Girls on the Run and your own family, and what are some of the big takeaways that you want our audience to hear about being active and healthy?
I think every small step you make to being healthy and being active goes a long way, and that your daughters and your children are watching and they want to see you set that example, and anything you can do to help encourage them is just amazing and so worth the time and effort.
So if someone is listening out there and they are really interested in Girls on the Run and either want to support it or want to get involved, what should we tell them?
They can go to our website and you can find all kinds of information about the program, the curriculum, how to volunteer, how to support the girls that are there on scholarships. And that's our website is www.gotrcentralky.org.
Perfect. And I assume the date is set for the 5K this spring already?
Yes. Our spring 5K is going to be actually on Sunday, April 26th at 3 p.m.
Oh, 3 p.m. start. All right.
And then an afternoon race.
Very cool. So if anyone wants to get involved, they now have the date and they can hold it on their calendar. Yes. Wonderful. Was there anything else you'd like to share with our audience or our listeners today?
No, I think we've covered everything today.
Wonderful. Well, I thank you so much for your time, Heidi. I know you're busy, and I appreciate all the time you spent with us.
And thank you for having us today.
Thank you for listening to the Champions of Active Women podcast. This podcast is brought to you by the Active Women's Health Initiative and was produced by the Faculty Media Depot at the University of Kentucky. If you enjoyed this episode, you can listen and subscribe to all of our episodes wherever you find your podcasts. For up-to-date information about the Active Women's Health Initiative, you can find us on social media at UKAWHI. Thank you for supporting us as we work to promote health and physical activity among girls and women across the lifespan.